Before I go on with this, I think this will be the most depressing and most sudden, most unrealistic childhood thoughts, and this is for adult audiences that grew up with many of these things, and I'm gonna make these more darker as it goes on, and talk about your childhood. I'm going to talk about a man that really did the really industrialized childhood, and that was Jim Henson. And I'm going to talk about something very different. And I'm going to talk about, if you've seen a video, there is a video on the funeral of Jim Henson, and that is Frank Oz talks about Jim Henson. And here I thought I was just going to say he was a good friend and he was a great man. No, there was more. He talked about, there was a thing how, they worked on SNL, and like he said how like Lauren asked us to do something, and so when we were done with what we were doing, he says, he was saying to him, Frank, can you be naked? I'm working on something. I'm working on something, after the show. And so he's like, okay, he drops down he's just like says like, I would do anything for Jim. Jim was just, and he's like, okay, I'll drop down some, because I think he paid him or something. And so there was a Christmas, and I think it was the first season of the Muppet Show was picked up, and he gave him, it was a Bert doll, and in that Bert doll was the picture of him naked. And he just stopped that right there. And you would just see this man starting to cry and just say how much he loved him for what he's, and I just, these guys were Kermit and Miss Piggy. These guys were Bert and Ernie. They were the Martin and Martin and Lewis of puppetry. Like, these was just, and just watching these two men, and one just dying, it really hits you. I think that would happen with what, if Spade was at Farley's funeral, it was exactly what Spade would say. But what's weird is everyone didn't clap. And that's like that with funerals. They would clap. Everyone didn't clap. It was just a sudden, just let him walk down, and he was never there again. And I've had to share this with everyone, and I really hope you like this.